Jazz fans, it's Blair Benoit back here with the lovely Gerald Albright. Gerald, welcome back to Long Beach.
Thank you, Blair. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's such a pleasure having you back. You've been with us quite a few times, and for a long time. I mean, I think our history dates back to Birdland West. So can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with us?
Well, it's family, straight up family. Al Williams, I've known him. I've loved him for many, many years. He's been such a supporter of my career. I even recorded a record called Live at Birdland West in 1991, right at the little club down the street. And that was one of the springboards for my career, with Georgia on My Mind and some other tunes on that project. So you and the family have just been incredible. Anytime you guys ask me to come and play for the festival, I'm here because I feel like this is my second home.
Aw, we are happy to host you. So tell me, your performance today was amazing. Tell me about the kind of vibe and connection you're feeling with the crowd today.
Well, we've never been a type of ensemble that wanted people to just kind of sit down and listen. We wanted them to be engaged in the show. So we try to just have a party out there. And we know how much the West Coast can party because I'm from L.A.,
Yeah.
from South Central. And they just really threw the love back to the stage that we gave them from our instruments. And that's the greatest compliment when everybody's on their feet and they're grooving in one accord, you know.
So you are quite the instrumentalist. Piano, saxophone, bass guitar. Do you have a favorite?
I would have to say saxophone is my first love because I've spent the longest time with it. I started when I was 9 years old on the sax, and I was in the elementary school, and I picked up bass guitar in 1978. But if I had to choose between the two, definitely the saxophone. Yeah, definitely.
And also, if you had to choose, you've performed with so many great artists. I mean, Whitney Houston, Quincy Jones, Patrice Rushen. The list goes on. It's quite amazing. Which artist is most memorable?
Wow. Well, you know, I see each artist that I've worked with as kind of a chapter of a book, and I learned from each one of those experiences. But I'd have to say my time spent with Whitney Houston. I consider Quincy Jones kind of like my industry father, and I learned so much from him in the way of just dealing with people in the industry, producing records, you know, just doing the whole gamut. Quincy is just across the board. And then I have to say Phil Collins was one of my favorites because with Phil's tour, he took me places that I have never gone before, in third world countries, Croatia and Jerusalem, places like that. So, but all of the experiences have been a blessing, and I'm just going on a pretty nice ride, you know.
And what's it like to go abroad and be in international and third world countries and kind of have people be that receptive to your music?
Well, you know, when I first started traveling over there, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm from the United States. These people don't know my music. Only the people in the States know my music. But I went over, and even though we don't have lyrics in my songs, they knew all the melodies. They were singing along, and they had records that I had played on that I had actually forgotten that I recorded. And so for them to do that type of research and be into my career the way they did is the greatest compliment, to go on the other side of the globe and have people pretty much know my music better than I do, you know.
And speaking of your music, so Slam Dunk was last year. Do you have any new projects coming up? What can the fans be excited about?
Well, I'm always writing music. I'm currently writing for my daughter, Selena Albright, who's a dynamic vocalist, and she performs with me sometime, and she's also performed with Rick Braun and Richard Elliott, Jakeem Joyner, and she calls all these people her uncles, so it's Uncle Rick, Uncle Jakeem. But it's my greatest joy to be in the studio with her, so we're about 4 tunes deep on that project, and then after we finish her project, then I'm going to go back in and do my next solo project.
Well, perfect. We're definitely looking forward to it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Blair. I appreciate you.
It's been a pleasure. This has been another Rainbow promotion.